Bien. Yo, look at this. I don't even. Where does where does one find such said stream? En el canal de YouTube. The Welcome to the Show one or yours? Hmm. 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 I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. I don't see no streaming up in here. There it is. I see it. Look at this. I see a red. Whoa. All right. All right. Let's not have a delay here. Look at this. The channel. I'll send it to you. Okay. Shit. Yep. No, I can't send it to you. I can't send it to you through your phone. Do you want it on your phone? Ah, welcome to the show. That's what it's. Okay. That's what it is. Welcome to the show, where we play ball. Here we go. And I'm sorry about CT. This is offensive. What if I just send? What if I just send you this on your phone, and then no, I have a second computer set up because I am a loser. I see what's going on with your camera. It's not focusing on your face. On YouTube, yeah. Slightly. It should. That's not a channel. I have no fucking clue, man. That's a homework assignment for you. Set up a channel. I have no idea. Kind of weird. It's kind of. It's kind of weird in the rhinos.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
We're here.
We're here. We're queer.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. Alrighty then. Yeah. So for the audio component, we could just use
Yeah, my Skype.
yeah, my Skype call.
And then we're good to
And
go.
then we're good to go.
Ready?
What's up, everybody? It's the Welcome to the Show podcast. CT.
Dime a ver.
That's a heck of a smile you got there. It's a heck of a smile.
We're streaming.
We're streaming, man. It's official.
It's a fish.
It's a fish.
That hat.
That hat is disgusting, man.
All right.
All right, fine.
I'll rock
my jersey, except you have one of them. So I'll just rock my.
I'll rock my.
Do you snuggle with it? Do you smell it at night?
Good man.
Good man.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I
did use it to masturbate here and there. Just kidding.
I'm a married
man. We don't do those things. Okay.
Let's
Start the show.
All right.
So
Let's
start it off
right off
the bat. Yesterday was the Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs versus the 49ers. You went against my advice last week. I said take the under. I said go with the Chiefs. And as always, I was right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
So
you took half of my advice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you really think it was obvious that the Niners were gonna win?
That was your
That was
feeling?
your feeling?
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 I am by far
I
I
am
am no
no by
by
no
no means
means
a
a
football
football
expert, but
expert, but
at
at
no
no
point in
point in
that
that
game
game
did
did
I
I
feel
feel
worried
worried
that
that
the
the
Chiefs
Chiefs
were going to
were
lose.
gonna
I didn't
lose. I didn't I
for
for
some
some
reason
reason
I
I
know
know
that
that
entering
entering
the
the
fourth
fourth
quarter,
quarter,
the
the
probability
probability
of
of
the
the
49ers
49ers
winning
winning
that
that
game
game
was
was
something
something
over
over
90%,
90%.
and
And I just never felt like
it didn't
it
feel
didn't
that way
feel
to
that
me.
way
I
to
feel
me. I
like
feel like
there were a lot
there
of
were a lot
mistakes
of
being over
mistakes being
90%
made on
of the
behalf of
Kansas
the
City
Kansas City
Chiefs,
Chiefs,
but
but
had
had
things
things
just
just
gone
gone
right
right
the
the
whole
whole
game,
game,
I
I
think
think
it
it
would
would
have
have
been
been
a
a blowout.
blowout.
Personally, that's how the
Felt to
game
me.
felt to me.
For
For
for the
for the
Chiefs, yeah.
Chiefs, yeah. I think they made a lot of stupid mistakes. There was some catches that could have been made that weren't made. There were
Some
some
interceptions thrown
interceptions
that,
thrown that, you know, to me it doesn't it seemed like it was the pressure of the moment more than anything.
and
And when they came out in the fourth quarter and they did that hurry up offense, I was like, okay, that's it. Like they just seem more confident there. Like you could see that offense start to click in, and they came back to win it. And you know, that's the story of my camera just shut off. That's the story of this postseason. I'm gonna bring it back up. That's the story of this postseason for the Kansas City Chiefs is that I think they trailed in every single game and came back to win it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
I'm
I'm
a
a
foot
foot
taller
taller
than
than
you.
you,
I'm
man. I'm
6'1".
6'1".
You're not 5'1".
You're not 5'1".
No.
No.
I think it
I
was
think it
too.
was too.
It's
It's
one
one
of
of
those
those
instances
instances
where
where
they
they
didn't
didn't
have
have
enough
enough
camera
camera
angles
angles
to
to
overturn
overturn
it.
it.
But
But I think it's impossible to tell. Like I wish they could have some sort of like digital or like some sort of like some sort of LED light that comes up out of the end zone so you can see like when the ball crosses over or something. Or that they would come up with. They have those cameras that hang off of whatever you call it, those wires, and it travels up and down. Get a camera that follows the ball from an aerial view at all times, you know, and you could tell that way. But other than that, to me, it looked like a touchdown.
I have no
I have
problems
no
with it.
problems with it. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was like 3 minutes on the clock. I think I texted the same thing. I said that touchdown could have been a mistake. I remember the Giants in 2012, the last Super Bowl they won. I think it was Ahmad Bradshaw had a clear opening. Bill Belichick gave him the touchdown, and he literally stopped at the 1 yard line, and you could see him thinking like, should I stop here, put the ball down, or should I cross the threshold? There was like a good 2 second pause there, and he decided, let me just go for the touchdown. touchdown.
And at the end
Then at the end of the day, it's the right move because you can't guarantee that you're going to get a touchdown on any other plays.
But
yeah, when I saw that they crossed over for that touchdown with three plus minutes to go, I thought, oh shit, if the Niners get it going here, this could be a close game. But it never,
I think
it was 4 and out that next drive. So
all good.
all good.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do,
What are you
man?
gonna do, man? You seem a little disappointed.
It was a good
It
game.
was a good game, man.
Very good game.
Very good game. And
something
interesting that I read today, Kyle Shanahan becomes,
I think
the first coach
of two separate teams that had
the highest win probability and ended up losing the game. He was a coach for the Falcons when they lost to the Pats. They had a 99.7% chance of winning that game and ended up losing. And then yesterday's game against the Chiefs, they had a 96.1% chance of winning the game, ended up losing again. I really didn't feel. I kept seeing that their chances of winning was high. Never felt that way to me. I felt very confident in the Chiefs coming back and winning that game. I don't know what it was. It just felt like it was going to happen at some point. That defense is beast, man. They held the Chiefs to 10 points through almost a complete 4 quarters. You know. Mm-hmm. What are you gonna do, man? It's football. And now we wait until next week, pitchers and catchers, which people we get excited about it, but nothing really happens. And then spring training games take off in about 2 weeks, and you get to see some action. And then baseball starts early this year. I think it's in March. So we're about a month away from some baseball. For the 28th World Series title. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So, do you have anything else football related before we can move on to baseball? Because I have a few things I want to talk about in baseball.
I just want to say that, you know, I had a good time watching the Super Bowl yesterday, but it also made me realize how the Bills don't have a quarterback anything close to Patrick Mahomes. So it's like, why are we even trying for the next 20 years?
Well, it doesn't mean Patrick Mahomes is going to be in the Super Bowl every year. You never know.
Yeah, but we don't even have a Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
It's like we don't have a guy that could just make the check down passes.
I don't know, man. I think you guys are close enough. You could win on defense. Your defense is pretty good.
All right. Thanks, man.
I mean, it's okay, man. Keep that head up. It's going to be okay. Shh. All right. Before we move on, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out our website for extra content, WTTSpod.com. There you can check out the Hotheads podcast and coming soon, season 1 of the Replay podcast, B movies and cult classics. That's WTTSpod.com. All right. Let's talk about baseball. The biggest story happening right now is that it seems like a trade between the Boston Red Sox and the Dodgers or the Padres is imminent. It looks like it's going to happen any moment. That's what people are saying. And I just want to get your feelings on that, man. How do you feel? How are you doing today as a Red Sox fan?
I'm all right, man, because I know I'm the type of fan that isn't just, shitting on Mookie Betts and discrediting him as like he's not worth the money. Not that he is worth the money he's asking for, but he is worth more than what the Red Sox were offering him.
Mhm.
So I'm not like, acting like he's. I think I've seen a lot of people on Twitter just being like, yeah, we're going to pay a guy that much money that just disappears in the playoffs. So it's like, no, he's more than just a guy. Like you can't just minimize him to what he did in the playoffs.
Right.
And it's still a young career. He's probably the second best baseball player in baseball. And it's the business, man. Like our GM isn't trying to max, keep us over the luxury tax. They brought luxury tax. They brought him into to lower payroll.
Mm-hmm.
If they can somehow get price out with Mookie Betts just to save money, that'd be cool. But if by some miracle none of this happens and we don't trade Betts, I'm actually good with that too because I feel like we do have a good team. So
Yeah, and when people bring up the postseason stuff, that kind of pisses me off because I think of someone like A-Rod who caught a lot of shit from Yankees fans because he appeared to, you know, not step up in the big moments. But the problem is when you're in the postseason, you're getting really small sample sizes. At any
Yeah.
point during the regular season, any player could go on a 10-game stretch where he can't hit a lick. And could it be bad timing for Mookie Betts? He's only played in 21 postseason games. In the grand scheme of things, that's not that much. That's 162 regular season games. So that's like a fraction of what he normally plays. And it'll come around at some point. A-Rod 2004 he was a beast. Then he slumped for a while. 2009 he carried the Yankees into the 27th world title. So I'm not too worried about Mookie Betts' numbers. I saw that on Twitter as well. Someone else also brought up the fact that, not the fact, actually, they are guessing that because the Red Sox were involved in this whole sign stealing scandal, and the year before that, the whole Apple Watch bullshit, that he's a product of sign stealing. And I'm just like, really?
hey, man,
Is he really? Come on.
I don't know.
Like, we're talking about a runner-up to the MVP award in 2016. What the fuck? My camera just went black again. We're talking about actually an MVP candidate in each of the last 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Like, please, people. Like, I'm a Yankees fan, so I take no pleasure in defending Mookie Betts. But let's stop being idiots here and let's speak the truth.
Yeah.
I changed cameras, man, because my shit keeps turning off.
Hey, man.
As long as it works. All that matters. That's
Looking up at God.
looking up at God or everything all right there.
Just, I have a red light bulb, man, because I'm such a big Red Sox fan, man. And I wear red underwear. And
Wow.
why is this blue? Is what I want to know. Why is our little, layout blue?
Well,
because
greatest
greatest colors
in the world.
in the world. You see that navy blue there reminds me of the Yankee hat.
No, because
our logo are those
That's
colors.
why.
That's why.
You're right, man. I should know that.
You should know that.
You should know that,
I'm
but
staring our logo right in the face.
But you don't.
But
All
you
right,
don't.
so,
All right. So
the other thing was
the next story is Dusty Baker the Houston Nationals hired why can't I speak English today? Hired Dusty Baker to be their manager. And my take on this is that I was kind of surprised when I found out that they hired Dusty Baker. He's the polar opposite of someone that Jeff Lunau would have selected. The polar opposite of an AJ Hinch. This guy is like strict old school baseball. And the Houston Nationals are prior to this whole scandal, they were the poster boy, the poster child of the analytic era, and they're going against all of that with this. And I wonder if it has anything to do with the Washington Nationals doing it old school to win the World Series, or if this is just a response to the sign stealing.
Conspiracy theory.
Yo, let's hear it.
This whole analytics renaissance. Is that a good word?
It's called an
It's
experiment.
called an experiment.
The whole era of analytics was really just the era of using technology to gain the edge in baseball. So everybody was stealing signs and recording dugouts and all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And Yeah, that's it. That was pretty much the. It was never analytics, man. The numbers.
You don't think
the
so?
numbers were always there. Look back at the numbers throughout history, man. The best players were playing good, and stats prove it.
I think
analytics do have something to do with it, and I think launch angle and exit velocity are a perfect example of teams using analytics to improve performance. They saw
if you put the
ball in the air, you have a better chance of getting on base than if you put it on the ground, because big league infielders can field grounders. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a perfect response to it. What else? What else is a perfect response?
It was just a theory.
Okay.
Just a theory.
A theory that was first proposed by the one and only Teddy Baseball, Ted Williams.
Just saying,
man. I'm gonna throw a Red Sox player out there and see if you can shit on him.
No, I actually have a Teddy warm-up jersey right in front of me.
Yeah. Very nice.
I'll start wearing it
Offensive.
now that we're live. By the way, our stream might have half of my audio missing because I think I was supposed to add an audio source on OBS.
Nice.
For my stuff. So you want to catch the full episode? That's on the podcast.
Wow. Well done.
Side of it, there's a plug. But if you want to see me muted, then watch the first half of the stream.
Speaking of managers, the Astros hired Dusty Baker. The Boston Red Sox still don't have. I feel like I'm attacking you today, man. And it's not that I'm attacking you. These are just the stories, man. I don't want to make you feel bad. Baseball season is upon us. You probably don't have much to look forward to. I'm not sure, but the Red Sox don't have a manager yet, and pitchers and catchers are to report next week. Sometime last week they reported that the Red Sox wouldn't hire somebody until the results of the investigation came out. I'm not sure that shit's ever gonna come out. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I feel like baseball's just like, all right, let's not talk about this right now or something. I don't know. But what are your thoughts, man? Does it worry you that you don't have a manager yet?
Nah, because don't we always say that what is a manager these days in baseball? You know, aren't they really just receiving front office direction and all that stuff? What to do? What's the best lineup? Isn't there an analytics team setting up your best lineup and everything? So, well, first of all, like, isn't it the right thing to do to wait until the investigation results are out?
Yeah, but I mean,
like, wouldn't you? Like,
what are you gonna do? Start the season without a manager?
Yeah, like, I think the right thing to do is wait till the investigation is out. But at the same time, we should already know who our top 3 candidates are, if not who and I think they do know already. I think they're just waiting maybe till the investigation is over. And as far as what that investigation holds, I'm thinking that it's nothing at this point.
Rafi Devers came out and said that he doesn't think there was any wrongdoing. So, but I mean, what is he supposed to say? Yeah, we fucked up, man. We're cheaters.
That's the thing, because like, the more I think about that whole sign stealing scandal with the Astros in 2017, they were all guilty of it because we could all hear the banging of the trash cans.
Right.
So they knew something was up. The pitchers knew something was up. Everybody knew something was up. Jose Altuve rounding the bases in this last year's ALCS, reminding everybody not to rip off his jersey, makes me think that there's some guys in that dugout that probably had no clue what was going on.
Yeah.
And maybe there was guys in the Red Sox that had no clue what was going on. And maybe Rafi Devers, who by the way had his best season ever last year. So I really hope he is innocent. Maybe he didn't know what was going on. Yet there's guys in that dugout that were using some sort of advantage, to gain the edge. But at the same time, I think like today in this day and age, we would have caught wind of something that they figured out in the investigation. Either that or they haven't even started the investigation.
And that's the thing that's fucked up about what the Astros did, because I wrote a piece on Call to the Pen last week highlighting 3 things that stood out to me from I don't know if you saw this last week. An Astros fan created a log of every time he heard a bang and in a home game for the Astros. And
I
I shared with you guys that Jose Altuve had the second least amount of bangs, like bang percentage. And someone in our chat pointed out, well, that doesn't mean anything because non-bangs means that a fastball's coming. So that's what's fucked up about this whole thing, is that you could be completely innocent of it, and I'm not saying that Altuve is. Clearly he isn't, because he did hear some bangs.
But
Nobody's safe. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's everybody's under the microscope now. Everybody's under I can speculate about anybody in the Astros organization. And I could be, who knows. And then the other thing that stood out to me, getting off topic a little bit, is there was a game against the Toronto Blue Jays in August at some point. It was the game in which there were the most bangs being heard. And there were two pitchers in that game that never saw big league time ever again, and they got killed in that game. So the implications of what was going on affected players. It affected the results of games, I think, and it affected the future of some baseball hopefuls. There was another thing that came out on Twitter. I wish I had it in front of me. It was a Seattle Mariners pitcher. In one game against the Astros, he gave up something like 13 runs. And then for the rest of the season combined, I think he gave up like 5 runs or something like that. Like shit like that, then you can start speculating. Even though if maybe that day he just sucked, who knows? But you can start speculating. You can start speculating on who was really stealing signs and who wasn't, because non-bangs mean fastballs or whatever. It's a really fucked up situation. And to be honest with you, I think the only thing that you can do now is ban all types of technology from clubhouses and dugouts. Because can I pick up the stream from the Yes Network if I'm in Yankee Stadium, and because I'm getting a direct view at the catcher? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't see any way that they could ever stop stealing signs, and I also don't see why any team hasn't been stealing signs since the beginning of streaming started, because all I got to do is wait for 2 innings to go by, or maybe the full 1 through 9 lineup to go by, or maybe wait until someone gets on second to happen to get the signs for when someone is on second. All I have to do is wait till that happens and go back and watch the game, and now I have the signs, at least for that day. If they haven't, if they don't have, third, fourth, and fifth variations of the sign. So it's almost like I don't think any team I don't think there's any team that didn't use a stream or like a recording of the game to steal signs, especially since it's so easy, right?
Yeah.
So, but again, the Astros went way
above and beyond. Yeah.
Looking at a recording of the game to get the signs, and I don't know, man. But about that Blue Jays pitcher, and about any pitcher who was sent down to the minors and hasn't been in the major league since, to me that's on them. That's not on the Astros.
But if the Astros knew exactly what was coming.
No, but I mean, what I'm saying is, it's like Kershaw could have given up 20 runs as a rookie.
That's another example. Kershaw against the Astros in the postseason.
Yeah, okay, the postseason.
Especially this postseason.
No, the postseason. Them winning the World Series as a result of stealing signs is all on the Astros. That's their fault. I'm talking about pitchers that don't have a career in the majors today. I can't put that blame on the Astros, because if you take a stud pitcher like Walker Buehler against the Astros and he gives up the same amount of runs 3 times in a season, that guy is the second best pitcher on the Dodgers next year. You could talk about their confidence was shot down or something, and they had to climb their way back. But you know what? What's to say that they would have never had? First of all, that guy was having a rough career to begin with. He wasn't that good. He didn't just start pitching that day. But what's to say that when you actually do have a roughed up game, your confidence, what was your confidence never supposed to get tested at all? I think that good players will find their way to the major leagues.
You find their way back.
The ones that aren't supposed to be there are not supposed to be there. Yeah, that's just my opinion, though. I mean,
and then for players, the other implication for this is that, like the steroid era, players got paid. we can speculate as a result of this. Someone like Marwin Gonzalez, for example, in 2017, ends up having a career year. He set career highs in hits with 138, home runs 23. His batting, he hit 303 with a 377 on base and a 503 slugging. And in prior seasons, combined, every year before that combined, he was a 257, 298, 389 hitter. So he definitely benefited from sign stealing. Jason Marisnick heard the most by percentage bangs. His home away splits 308. This is at home. 308, 373, 636. Away 187, 273, 374. Not just that. He had 18 home runs in 3 seasons prior to 2017. In 2017, he hit 16 home runs. Jason Stark came out with an article recently talking about how the Astros strikeout rate plummeted to like record levels in 2017. We're talking about an era where hitters don't care if they strike out. All of a sudden, you have this team with a group of players that don't strike out anymore. It's insane, and that's kind of what. And I know we started this about the Red Sox not having a manager, and it kind of turned into this conversation. That's why what the Astros did was so upsetting, is because they were so blatant about it. They were cocky. They were walking around acting like they fucking owned baseball, which they did, I guess. And now that it's over and you're caught, and the numbers back up that you were cheating, and that you probably won because you were cheating. You don't hear a single thing from any of their players.
Nope.
Fucking crazy. And we talked about this last time. At this point, your brother texted us on the chat and said he wants to hear an apology, a heartfelt apology. At this point, I don't even want an apology. It's too late now. At this point, what does the apology mean? You were forced to apologize. That's what it means to me. Why isn't a single player stepping up and saying, aside from Dallas Keuchel, when he did it, it wasn't even like a full-hearted apology. Come out and say, listen, we fucked up. We made a mistake. We didn't know we were breaking the rules. We thought everybody was. I don't know. Say something, but at least apologize. Own up to it.
I still want an apology because I feel like as long as we're, let's throw this out there, right? These guys did not commit murder.
No.
They didn't evade taxes or anything. They didn't do some like serious hardcore crime. Mm-hmm. So I'll still give them the benefit of the doubt that I want to hear an apology because I look up to some of these players. I like watching a lot of these players. And they gave us entertaining baseball for the last 3 years. Beyond that, I guess, if you want to count Altuve's like career before that. But I still want to hear an apology. I want to give them that, and because I think everyone deserves second chances or third chances in some cases.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
As long as MLB doesn't say, hey, here's this, or let's get an apology and we'll give you this. Like as long as nothing changes from here till the apology, I would like to hear an apology. I feel so stupid that we were looking at these Astros metrics, like about the small strikeout rate.
Oh my God.
And we were just like, wow, like, can you believe how amazing these are? I feel like such an idiot, like just praising them for that, man. And from now on, whenever I see a breakout record breaking season, that goes for Pete Alonso, Cody Bellinger, Aaron Judge. Anytime I see these guys outplaying players by a wide margin, including Mike Trout, I have to question it. And that's the same thing I said when A-Rod came out that he got caught taking steroids or he admitted to taking steroids. I said the same thing. I'm like, nobody's innocent. But the Astros figured out a way to, trick us again.
Yeah.
So.
And forever, thanks to John Boy Media, forever, when we watch baseball games now, people are going to be speculating about any noises you hear because I've heard. I remember watching games and hearing whistles and this and that. For me, it was a fan whistling. That's it. But now, if I hear a whistle, if I hear some odd banging sound or something, I'm gonna wonder if somebody's cheating somehow or some way. Although you'd have to be pretty fucking stupid to cheat like that ever again. But
nah, I feel like fans, like when the Astros come into town, they're gonna bang their seats.
Oh my God. Yeah, no. I have a feeling in 2000 and I think it was 2009 when A-Rod came back. Or was it after the biogenesis scandal that this guy from the Red Sox, Dempster, threw at A-Rod and then he hit a home run?
Yeah, that was
epic. It was a great moment. And it happened in Baltimore too. I remember he came back in his first at bat. I think it was 2009. He hit a bomb. But anyway, I think a lot of Astros players are going to get thrown at this year, and I don't endorse that. I don't think that should happen, but I think that there's some people out there that Clevenger said it pretty much in that video on Momentum that they're going to get thrown at this year.
As long as they're not headhunting
Yeah,
and they're
send a message,
send them,
throw it behind them, something
I'm
like
good
that.
with it, man.
Yeah.
As much as we like to deny it, violence is part of what we are.
Yeah, and
we need to see some of it.
just the final thing I wanted to say about the Astros is before I go back to the Red Sox real quick. In my mind, they're not the 2017 World Series champions, and neither are the Dodgers. I think for me that year is a blank. I don't consider them champions, and I think that they're gonna come. They're gonna try to prove some people wrong this year, and hopefully they can be competitive. But I think that if the Astros show up this year and they don't even make the postseason, that's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said it last time we recorded that a part of me wants them to succeed and make it to the postseason. But then again, like I'm not hearing any apologies, so part of me also kind of wants them to fail. But I don't know, man. It's tough. As a fan, we're the ones that are losing the most as fans.
Yeah.
Those guys are millionaires. We're not. We just got cheated. We just got cheated out of authenticity, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I still though it's like 50-50.
Fucking crazy.
I don't know.
And then as far as the Red Sox manager situation, they're gonna have to hire somebody soon. And I know that a manager in today's game, like you said before, doesn't have as much pull as say a Buck Showalter had 10 or 15 years ago, or Lou Piniella or something like that. But they do no pun intended, one thing. I feel like they set the tone in the clubhouse. They control the tone of the team. And I could cite the New York Yankees as a prime example. I really love Joe Girardi. I never thought he should have been fired. I was going to say farted. I should have just said it for laughter. But he was uptight. He was intense. He was that kind of player. He was that kind of manager. And it didn't fit the personalities of some Yankee players. Aaron Boone is more laxed. He's more take it easy. I have faith in you. He's more fatherly, I guess you want to say, or whatever. And you could see the team is a little bit more relaxed. So I feel like that aspect of the game is important. And I think that that's something you need going into a season. So even going back to Joe Girardi, one of the things he did when they won the championship in 2009, they used to do like family outings. They used to go bowling or something like every once in a while. And it's just a good way to bring the team together. And we've seen in the past, the teams that tend to succeed have really good chemistry. We could look back at the Baby Shark thing with the Washington Nationals. We could look back at the idiot Red Sox in 2004. They called themselves that, not me, although I think they're idiots. We could look back at the Yankees, the pie face in 2009 with AJ Burnett. Like every team has something, some characteristic, and I feel like that starts with the manager. I'm not saying that the manager started those little things, but I feel like he nurtures those things to take place, and I think that's an important thing. And if your team is about to start getting together within the next week or two, I think you need to have that person there, and that person needs to get ready and needs to prepare to get to know his players, so on and so forth. I think that if they don't have a manager entering pitchers and catchers, they don't have a manager by the end of this week, that's a bad start for the team. I think you guys need to hire somebody soon. I just don't know who the fuck they're gonna hire. And it looks like they interviewed this dude from Arizona, forgot his name, but it looks like they're gonna go with someone young, someone in the same vein as Alex Cora. They're not gonna go against the grain like the Astros did in hiring Dusty Baker. But the one thing that shocks me is why isn't anybody giving fucking Buck Showalter a job, man? Because this guy can function in the modern game, but he has an old school mentality too, and he's succeeded everywhere he's gone.
I don't know, man. Maybe he's too expensive.
Come on, man.
But you know what? Maybe MLB's punishment for the Red Sox, because maybe when it's all said and done, all that MLB found is that we were using video footage to steal signs, but we weren't relaying it in real time, which I think is okay, by the way. I mean, it's there. I can easily watch, if I'm playing the Yankees in a 3-game series, I can easily watch the first game and use the signs in the second game if they don't switch it up. And mind you, I'm pretty sure there's teams out there that don't switch up their signs, thinking that, like they're not stealing signs like we think they
Those
are.
teams are stupid.
You know, so the fact that you can use footage from yesterday's game to get the signs in a game, maybe when it boils down, the Red Sox were just doing it a little bit better and using technology when they weren't supposed to get the signs, but not relaying it until they got to second the old school way. And
Yeah.
maybe since that's all that MLB is going to find, their punishment is waiting this long to release the investigation so that to force the Red Sox hands into not hiring a manager.
That's crazy.
This late into the year. Fingers crossed that's what it is.
That seems like
I'll take it.
To me, that seems like a harsher punishment than just telling them what the results are and just laying it out there.
Because what punishment can you give? Like, we fired Alex Cora.
It's gonna be something like you guys faced a couple years ago when
But
there was some, I forget what it was, but you guys lost some international signings and you had to give up your draft picks or something. It was the Apple Watch case, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be something like that. You're gonna lose some picks or some shit like that.
What I'm saying is that it can't be close to what the Astros did because there is no footage of the Red Sox.
No, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it's
signs in real time. Let's say. Right?
I agree.
So it can't be as bad as that. And what came out of that was that they lost draft picks first and second of the next 2 years. I think were the Astros is what they lost, and they had to suspend. They didn't fire it, but they had the punishment was to suspend AJ Hinch and the
Jeff Luhnow.
The general manager. So in the Red Sox case, we already fired Alex Cora. MLB could ban him, I guess, but what does that do to us? And again, it's not as bad as what the Astros did. I hope not. I really hope they don't find some crazy shit and it's just taking this long to get all the paperwork together. But what can they really, take away some draft picks? But what if all we did was get the signs using technology, but we weren't relaying it in real time, which I accept as a form of baseball, even though it's not allowed. If you still went against the rules, I still don't think that's as bad as what the Astros did.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the punishment is let's wait. Let's just wait. Let's just let the season start. They still don't know what the punishment is. It'll come to us somehow.
Fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. All right, let's move on to the next baseball topic. The last one, the fucking player snapback hats. Can you tell me why baseball's doing this and who's drawing this shit? Is it some kid? It's gonna sound offensive. If you're blind or if you're a kid, don't be offended. But is it some blind kid, like just randomly drawing shit, scribbles?
I have a theory, Manny. Would you like?
Let's hear it.
I think that there's no such thing as bad publicity, right? For example, like. Especially in today's day and age, where I'm just gonna throw this out there.
I'm listening, man.
The ending to the Game of Thrones season 8 for Game of Thrones was not good. I don't consider that it was good, but it was such a good show that I feel like people probably started watching the show when they found out how bad season 8 was, just so they can experience how bad it was compared to the rest of the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I'll give you another example. Last night's halftime show was flawless, in my opinion.
Fucking awesome. Loved it.
They were lip syncing, right? Lip syncing, whatever.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Their mics were still working to the point that they were singing along to the song. I guess it was just like the filler to make it sound full, and like if they ever had to catch their breath since they were dancing like crazy all over the stage. But at one point, Shakira just pointed to the camera and she did one of those like crazy noises. I think that was just so it could blow up on the internet as a meme, and they knew that was gonna happen. So now,
the tongue flicking part.
Yeah, the tongue flicking part. I think they did that on purpose to have a little fun, and so it can blow up as a meme on the internet, and people would just keep retweeting it. Other people that
publicity.
Other people that have no idea what's going on are gonna find the Super Bowl halftime show, watch it, jump in on the fun. That meme is going to exist for the next 2 months at least. In this case, these hats are somehow going to get made fun of on the internet, but people are going to click and who knows? I don't know. I think.
Well, yeah, they're gonna click through and they're gonna be on the website and they might see something else that they like and buy it. I mean, these things, they look like Beavis and Butthead. That's what it looks like. Worse. It looks worse than Beavis and Butthead.
To me, I think that if something looks this bad especially for a new era to come out with this. We're talking about it's new era, right?
New era, yeah. This is like official an official MLB hat.
We're talking about the hat company, the Nike. We're talking about Nike coming out with some shit like this. If it's that bad, it has to be that they did it on purpose. There was an agenda behind this.
Crazy, man. Crazy. Like,
that's what I think.
Like, does that look like Clayton Kershaw to you?
Move it a little bit to the left.
My left or your left?
There you go. A little bit to the right. There. Yeah, that looks so stupid. It looks like I don't even know, man.
I could do a better job than that, and I can't draw, guys. Whatever. I don't even. Pretty freaking stupid. All right, let's move on to the NBA. The only thing that I could think of that happened in the NBA, aside from Kobe, which we talked about last week, is the new NBA All-Star Game format, and I wanted to get your take on it. But let me explain to our listeners in case you don't know what I'm talking about or you don't understand, because the first time I heard it, I was kind of confused. I went online, I read about it, and I was like, okay, I understand now. So the All-Star Game is going to comprise of the first 3 quarters are going to be individual games, individual 12-minute games. Each quarter will start at 0. In the fourth quarter, there's not going to be a shot clock. Teams are going to play to a final target score. That final target score will be the leading team's total cumulative score plus 24 points for Kobe Bryant. So, for example, if in the first 3 quarters both teams played and you add up their scores and the leading team's score is 100, then the teams have to play to 124 in order to win. 100 plus 24. So let's say, for example, Team A has 100 through the first 3 quarters and Team B has 95 through the first 3 quarters. They have to play to 124. So Team A that has 100 has an advantage. They can get to 124 easier. So a couple of thoughts. A, I like it because it makes the quarters more competitive and it gives teams an incentive to want to keep the game close. So you don't want the first quarter to be a blowout on either side. You don't want the second quarter to be a blowout on either side, and you don't want the third quarter to be a blowout on either side, because you want to have a chance to try to win the game in the fourth quarter. B, it makes, I think I said this already, it makes each quarter competitive because, you're going to have a chance to try to win a quarter. And C, I like that they're adding the Kobe Bryant component to it. That's pretty cool. But I don't like it because it's confusing as fuck. I could see a lot of people watching this and they're gonna be like, "What? Well, like, wait a minute. We're starting at 0 in quarters 1, 2, and 3, but then in quarter 4, all of a sudden all their points get added together and they're back up there. And what if this team is winning 100 to 74? The team that has 74 basically has no chance of winning the game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. They're trying too hard.
I'm not gonna lie, I was confused when I first read it, and the first thing I thought was the whole 24 points added to the leading team's score part of it was stupid to me. I mean, R.I.P. Kobe, but I think he would have been. I think we're good with just a ceremonial halftime show, maybe, or maybe an intro, something. Have Vanessa Bryant walk onto the court, do something. I think we would have been good with a Kobe moment like that. Maybe we have everyone wear Laker colors on the West Coast team, and maybe Laker gold on the West and purple on the East would have been good. Everybody wears 24. I think that would have been good. Why do we have to touch the score of it? I don't know.
Yeah.
But hearing it now, I mean, so you're telling me they're gonna play 3 quarters, and then if the final cumulative score is plus the 24 points is 120 points, that they have to play a game to 124?
No. Their cumulative score stays. So say the score. So this is what's confusing about it. Since at the end of each quarter they're going to reset the score to 0 and reset the clock and everything. We don't see the cumulative score, but the cumulative score comes back for the fourth quarter. So if Team A is winning 100 to 95, Team A has to score 24 more points to win. So they only have to score 24 points in the fourth quarter. You understand what I'm saying? It's confusing as hell, man. Here's my solution. Here's my solution to this. I think that the NBA has a 12-man roster for the All-Star Game. I'm not sure. I was trying to look it up really quick. But this is what they should do for the All-Star Game, because it's true. I don't watch the NBA All-Star Game anymore. I barely watch the baseball All-Star Game. I never watched the Pro Bowl in my life. They're kind of pointless at this point. I feel like for the NBA, I used to watch it more for the dunk contest and the 3-point contest and all that stuff. For MLB, I watch the home run derby, yada yada yada. What I think they should do to make this more interesting is, I don't know if you ever played the game NBA Jam on Super Nintendo, where it's 2-on-2. Why don't you? Now the problem with this is that it's not going to work for a 12-man roster. You select 8 All-Stars in the East, excuse me, and 8 All-Stars in the West. And you play the 4 quarters, but each quarter is a game, just like you're doing now. And you play the 24, 2-on-2, East versus West. So quarter 1, let's say it's LeBron James and Anthony Davis versus someone in the East. I don't know. Kyrie Irving, and who's another player on that team? I have no fucking clue.
Kevin
Durant. All right.
He's injured.
Yeah, but let's just use them. Whatever. You're gonna play 2-on-2 to 24, and whoever wins. That's it. Then second game, you play 4 games. That's 8 players on each team. 2-on-2 basketball. I feel like that would be more entertaining, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe have just like you said, 2-on-2 or 3-on-3 basketball tournaments.
Yeah.
Where it's
Tournament.
Yeah, 1 game elimination. They can rank the teams. They can set up the teams way before and rank like whatever team LeBron is on is ranked number 1, so he gets to play the least of the All-Stars in the first matchup or something. I don't know, but why doesn't the NBA just pledge, $1,000 for every 2 points, right?
Yeah.
And the total of the winning team. So $1,000 for both teams, but whoever wins, NBA will double the donation. So that'll give them the incentive to actually win the game, but it'll also still give them the incentive to score a lot. But the other team will still be playing defense because they're still trying to win the game. So just revolve this around charity.
Mm-hmm.
That way the players can't back out of that. I mean, they're gonna want to donate to charity, right?
Yeah.
But real quick, man, the MLB All-Star Game is the shit. I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
it's okay, but it's not that. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. Like I could watch a Yankees game and maybe I'm not going to be invested all 9 innings, but I'm going to have it on in the background and I'm going to pay attention. With the All-Star Game, for the most part, I'm not really paying attention. I want to see how the players are interacting with each other when they have the outfielders mic live or whatever. I'll pay attention to that. But I don't really care what's going on. If we're trying to get and the ratings prove that people don't really watch these things. And I like your idea of making it a tournament. Let's keep it eight players. And you could do a tournament. You could set up a perfect bracket like that and play to 10 or some shit. I don't know. Like that'll be more entertaining. I want to see LeBron and Anthony Davis versus Antetokounmpo and I don't know, Luka Doncic or some shit like that. That shit would be awesome. Half court, play to 21 or play to 24 if you want to honor Kobe, and 1 game elimination. Whichever team loses goes away. So you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total games. Maybe you break it up into both nights. You do the dunk contest followed by the first round of the tournament. Then the next day you do the final rounds of the tournament. Some shit. I don't know.
Listen, I know the games don't mean anything, but Toronto Blue Jay games after the All-Star break, none of those games meant anything for the Toronto Blue Jays. It was still cool to see Vlad Jr. and Bo Bichette and Craig Biggio's son,
Calvin Biggio.
It was still cool to see them in a lineup playing against some of the best in the major league. So I think the MLB All-Star Game is cool because I feel like you can't fake a 95-mile-per-hour fastball, which these starting pitchers like Scherzer, who are usually averaging about 95, 96 in a regular game, are dialing it up to 99 and 100 because they can just empty out the gas tank. And then these guys are you can't fake at bats either. Like nobody's going up there hoping to strike out. They're going up there trying to hit the ball. So I think the MLB All-Star Game, even though it doesn't mean anything, it's still cool to watch the best of the best play the best on both ends of the game. In basketball, the reason why it's boring is because there's no defense. Everyone's just trying to do alley-oops, which is entertaining, but it doesn't look like I know I'm being cheated out of a competition. In the All-Star game, I feel like I'm not being cheated out of a competition. In football, there's no pressure on the quarterback, so that's even worse. You know, they're literally taking out what the game is about, like on the line of scrimmage. So, but
The
in baseball,
the MO the MLB All-Star game, I honestly the only thing I really pay attention to is the home run derby. And
Yeah.
I would add a skills competition for contact hitters. Like I saw one, I think it was like Korea or something, and they would have like targets around the infield,
yeah,
and you get like 10 pitches and you try to hit the targets or whatever.
yeah, those games. See, those games don't mean anything either. But I'm still being. It's like, I don't know. It's like they're not faking trying to hit a home run.
Yeah.
They're trying their best to hit the longest home run, and I know
Yep.
they are because they
You
hit
could see it, yeah.
They hit long as hell home runs. But in the All-Star game, it's like I remember Derek Lowe, I think, came in. He pitched in the All-Star game. This guy was throwing like 99 miles per hour.
Yeah. Well, last year, Max Scherzer, he was trying to get some people out. He was like competitive.
You
Yeah.
can't fake it, man. You can't fake baseball.
Or all right.
That's why I like it.
So that's what I got. I heard today that the Knicks are trying to pull off a trade for D'Angelo Russell, and I'm just like, this team is just a fucking joke, man. Last week, they're fucking ridiculous, man. Last week, you had that incident with Marcus Morris, and where he said that this dude was playing like a girl or some shit, or had female tendencies or whatever. Then you had Knicks fans chanting "sell the team" to James Dolan, and he has a fucking titty attack on the court, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous. I'm literally at rock bottom with the New York Knicks, and now I'm hearing that they want to try to pull off a trade for D'Angelo Russell, who they could have had for straight up cash in the offseason. Now they want to give up assets to acquire this guy. Why? Like, I don't even want to talk about it. That team is a fucking joke. I'm getting ready to leave that team, although I don't think I ever will because I can't root for another team. I could just give up the NBA entirely, but I'm starting to like the NBA again. I'm getting hooked back in, and I want to root for my fucking team. James Dolan, fire Scott Perry. Wait, Steve Mills and Scott Perry. Please fire them and hire some young analytical Yale fucking person and rebuild this team from scratch. Give me a competitive product. I want to see competition already. I'm sick and tired of this shit. Fuck.
There you go, man.
That's all I got.
Just let it out.
I'm just upset, man. No, I'm just kidding.
I like that Yankees hoodie.
Yeah, my mom gave it to me for Christmas.
Nice.
See that?
Yeah, I see the little
Little Enya symbol.
yeah.
It's from Peralta Project. You should check them out. Washington Heights artists.
Hey man, ain't nothing free over here. We don't get no
Huh?
free plugs.
Oh, my bad. Bleep that out.
I got this hat from New Era.
Ah, very nice. I ordered a new Yankee cap because this one's about 3 years old, and it's starting to. You ever get to a point with hats where you start feeling gross putting them on?
No.
No?
All,
Well,
my
I'm not
hats
that-
all my hats are gross because I use all my hats to play baseball, and they all have that brown stain on the forehead.
Yeah,
and,
got that too. I'm at that point with this hat. The thing is that I wear this hat like out.
I have a hat. There it is. Look at this hat. This hat is so old. It smells like, you know what it smells like. We're family. You know what these hats end up smelling like after a while.
Oh yeah, that's what this one smells like.
But
Like,
I still wear this hat. I've had this hat for maybe like 6 years.
I remember that guy.
You remember that guy?
I remember that guy.
This is a dirty hat, and I still wear this.
Oh man.
Fuck it.
All right. Well, if you didn't hear this already, make sure you check us out on WTTSpod.com. We're starting this streaming thing. This is our first time ever streaming on YouTube. So there may be a few kinks that we need to work out. We'll get there. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a 5-star review. If you don't leave us a 5-star review, I'm going to search for you. I'm going to find you, and I'm going to kill you. I'm just kidding.
Damn.
I will hurt you, though, maybe. No, I don't. I couldn't hurt a fly. No, just please leave a 5-star rating. Please. Don't make me beg. GT?
Yeah, guys, that's all. Yeah, don't forget to rate and subscribe, and I will beg.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
won't.
I'll beg.
All right, fine. I'll beg too.
Peace.
All right, guys. Peace.